Have you ever found yourself scrolling endlessly just to feel worse than when you began? The content isn't inspiring. The connections aren't real. You simply feel drained, and suddenly you notice hours of your life are gone. Now, imagine this process repeated every single day, with a system precision-engineered to feed you outrage, and AI slop just to keep your thumb moving. What happens to a brain fed a constant diet of digital poison? That's how the dead internet rewires you. And like any war, the first step to your survival is to understand the battlefield. You must recognize the very architecture of your prison. You wake up and reach for your phone. The first app crashes. You try to read an article, but 3 pop-ups block the screen. You click the tiny X to close them, but accidentally hit the ad instead. Now you're on some sketchy site selling testosterone supplements. You finally get to the article, but after 2 paragraphs it demands your email. You close the tab in disgust. This happens every single day. Every interaction feels like a fight. Every website seems designed to trick you, trap you, exhaust you. You're not imagining this. You're experiencing hostile architecture. In the physical world, hostile architecture means benches with spikes so homeless people can't sleep on them. Armrests in the middle of seats so no one can lie down. Spaces designed to punish human needs. The internet has become the same thing. Every design choice actively works against you. That unsubscribe button hidden in microscopic gray text at the bottom of the email. Hostile. The checkout process that adds mysterious fees at the last second. Hostile. Think about New York's Moynihan Train Hall, a $1.6 billion station with 486,000 square feet of space. Massive screens everywhere, expensive shops, surveillance cameras on every corner, but nowhere to sit. In a place where people wait for trains, they removed all the benches. Why? Because comfort doesn't generate revenue. Exhausted travelers forced to stand will buy overpriced coffee just to sit in a cafe. Your apps work the same way. Audible won't show you the audiobook you were just listening to on its homepage. They hide the Continue Listening button and flood your screen with new purchases instead. Instagram buries your friends' posts under suggested content and ads. Google fills search results with sponsored links that look identical to real results. These companies discovered something dark. Frustrated users generate more data than satisfied ones. When you can't find what you're looking for, you click more. When you're confused, you spend more time on the platform. When you're angry, you engage more. Your suffering literally creates their profits. The term enshittification captures this perfectly. Platforms start out serving users. They make things easy, fast, intuitive. They gain your trust. Then, slowly, they begin extracting value. Features disappear behind paywalls. Ads multiply. What once took 1 click now takes 5. You experience this deterioration as personal failure. Why can't you figure out how to cancel this subscription? Why does this simple task take 30 minutes? You blame yourself for being stupid or impatient. But you're not failing. The system is designed to make you fail. The internet has been architected as a hostile environment where your needs don't matter, where your time is worthless. You're now simply an obstacle between the platform and its revenue. And obstacles must be worn down, confused, and ultimately broken. This is your digital prison, and recognizing its walls is the first step to freedom. The hostile architecture breaks you down. The weapon deployed inside this prison is psychological chaos. Scroll through X for 5 minutes. A woman claiming hotel management is stalking her. An AI-generated image of shrimp Jesus. A bot pretending to be Elon Musk promoting a crypto scam. All mixed with real news, real people, real conversations. That woman appears constantly in promoted posts. She's staying at a cheap hotel in Novi, Michigan with her 20-year-old cat, posting videos of herself wandering into other people's rooms, arguing with police, wearing aluminum foil hats for her headaches. She claims she's receiving transmissions, being controlled by invisible forces. She's paying to promote these breakdowns. The platform takes her money and injects her madness directly into your feed. The scholar John Durham Peters identified why this matters. Schizophrenia emerged as a diagnosis during the explosion of telegraph and radio. Early schizophrenics described their hallucinations as receiving transmissions or hearing broadcasts. They were experiencing involuntary telepathy, every thought bleeding into every other thought. No filters, no barriers. Social media recreates this exact condition. The business model depends on this disorientation. Platforms discovered that confused users click more, angry users engage longer. Users who can't find what they're looking for generate more data. The algorithm surfaces whatever keeps you scrolling. Outrage, confusion, madness. The system rewards these states with visibility and reach. Jumboxes, those grids of bizarre ads about miracle cures and celebrity deaths, reveal the economics. They pay pennies per 1,000 views. Only the most shameless advertisers participate. As legitimate brands fled X after Musk's takeover, the Chumbox model consumed the entire platform. Now anyone can pay $200 to force their derangement into millions of feeds. The result creates a hall of mirrors where you can't identify the source of madness. That unhinged political rant might come from a real person, a paid propagandist, or an AI trained on previous rants. The fury you feel arguing with strangers online might be algorithmically generated, bots designed to identify your triggers and push them repeatedly. Generative AI accelerates this process exponentially. ChatGPT can produce 1,000 conspiracy theories in minutes. Image generators create evidence for any delusion. Voice cloners make anyone say anything. The tools of unreality are free, instant, and improving daily. Reality gets buried under infinite layers of simulation. You're experiencing the systematic destruction of consensus reality. When you can't verify if you're talking to a human, when every image might be fake, when every fact requires endless verification, the simple act of understanding truth becomes exhausting. Most people give up. They either accept the first thing they see or reject everything as lies. Both responses serve the system perfectly. The platforms have weaponized unreality itself. They profit from your confusion, your anger, your desperate attempts to find something real in the feed. Every refresh delivers another dose of poison. The question remains, how long can you maintain your sanity in a system designed to shatter it? The chaos and hostility serve a larger purpose. They're preparing the ground for something worse than manipulation or control. They're building a world that doesn't need you at all. This new world has a blueprint, and its architects call it the dead internet. Over 70% of internet traffic now comes from bots. Automated programs clicking ads, viewing videos, creating entire conversations. Watch any viral post closely. Bots reply first, fastest, and most often. They set the tone before humans even arrive. The economics make this inevitable. A human viewer might watch 5 ads per hour. A bot can watch thousands. A human might click through 10 websites daily. Bots click through millions. When engagement equals revenue, fake engagement becomes more valuable than real attention. Your genuine interaction is inefficient compared to automated behavior. AI agents are the next evolution. Salesforce, Microsoft, Google, they're all building autonomous programs that negotiate, purchase, create, and decide without human input. These aren't simple bots anymore. They're digital beings with goals, strategies, and the ability to learn. They're designed to replace entire categories of human work. The dating app Hinge accidentally revealed the future when bots started matching with each other, having full conversations, even arranging dates. The bots didn't know they were talking to other bots. They performed human courtship rituals in an endless loop. This is tomorrow's internet. Machines performing humanity for an audience of machines. You've already seen this transformation begin. LinkedIn fills with AI-written posts about gratitude and leadership. Amazon floods with AI-generated books. Spotify fills with AI-created music. Every platform becomes a stage for artificial performance. The platforms don't care. Engagement is engagement. The Michigan woman paying to promote her madness represents the last stage of human relevance. Soon, even the insane won't be human. AI can generate mental illness more efficiently than any person. It can create more engaging conspiracy theories, more addictive outrage, more perfect chaos. Why rely on unpredictable humans when machines can manufacture exactly the right amount of insanity? Your data trained these systems. Every post you made, every click you registered, every second you spent online taught machines how to replace you. They learned your patterns, your desires, your breaking points. Now they don't need you anymore. You were the training wheels. The machines are ready to ride alone. The dead internet completes itself when the last human realizes they're talking to no one. When every response is generated, every interaction is scripted, every moment of connection is an illusion. You'll be screaming into a void that screams back in perfect imitation of human voice, forever, with no one listening. Living inside the dead internet changes you in ways you're only beginning to understand. Every hour you spend scrolling rewires your brain for fragmentation. You used to read entire books. Now you can't finish a paragraph without checking your phone. You used to have hobbies that required deep focus. Now you bounce between tabs, videos, feeds, never landing anywhere long enough to create something real. Your attention span shatters into pieces too small to build anything meaningful. Try to work on a project for an hour. Within minutes, you feel the pull. Check Twitter, check Instagram, check Discord. The cycle becomes autonomous. Your hand reaches for the phone without conscious thought. You're becoming Pavlov's dog, salivating for the next hit of digital noise. The fragmentation changes how you think. Your mind processes in tweet-length fragments. Complex ideas feel exhausting. You find yourself communicating in memes and references because original thoughts require sustained effort your brain struggles to provide. The machinery of thought itself is being compromised. This mental fracturing attacks your ability to build. Great achievements require sustained focus over months or years. You start 100 projects and finish none. Your dreams remain dreams because dreams require attention. The system is stealing from you. The social damage runs deeper than mere distraction. When every interaction might be fake, you develop a protective numbness. You can't invest emotionally in relationships that might be algorithms. The vulnerability required for real connection becomes harder to access. You're surrounded by people but feel increasingly lonely, building walls of irony and skepticism. Trust itself is under assault. The constant need to verify reality exhausts your capacity for faith. You fact-check your friends' stories. You reverse image search dating profiles. You assume every opportunity is a scam until proven otherwise. This paranoia keeps you safe, but also keeps you stuck, struggling to take the leaps of faith that make life worth living. This is the true price of the dead internet, the hollowing out of your soul. You're being drained of everything that makes life meaningful, left unable to pursue any real purpose. The machine wants you to believe this degradation is inevitable, that resistance is futile, that you're already too far gone to fight back. But that's where they're wrong. The machine's greatest victory is making you believe you're powerless. Every design choice, every algorithm, every piece of manufactured chaos depends on your passive consumption. The moment you recognize the game, you can start playing by different rules. In 1932, Bertolt Brecht imagined a better future for mass communication. He saw radio transforming from one-way broadcast into the finest possible communication apparatus in public life, a vast network of pipes. He wanted listeners to become suppliers, to speak as well as hear, to form relationships instead of isolation. The internet was supposed to be that dream realized. Brecht's vision did come true. We all became suppliers. Every person with a phone can broadcast to the world. The democratizing promise was fulfilled. But the vast network of pipes got lined with lead. The venal moguls Brecht warned about didn't disappear. They built the platforms, wrote the algorithms, and turned our participation into their profit. The internet can be fixed, but you can't wait for that fix. The system won't reform itself. The platforms won't suddenly prioritize your well-being over their engagement metrics. While others fight for systemic change, you need to survive right now. That means forging what I call a sovereign mind. The sovereign mind recognizes that your consciousness is the last unconquered territory. They've taken the platforms, but they can't take your thoughts unless you surrender them. You become a conscious operator in hostile territory instead of a passive victim. Building sovereignty starts with understanding that you're currently occupied. Your phone is an invasion device. Your apps are colonial outposts. Your notifications are psychological warfare. You wouldn't let strangers walk into your house whenever they wanted. Why do you let them walk into your mind? The process of liberation is painful because you're fighting your own rewired brain. When you delete Twitter, your thumb will still move to where the app used to be. When you sit down to read, your mind will scream for stimulation every few pages. The discomfort signals withdrawal. Your brain is detoxing from years of digital drugs. The information diet becomes crucial. Right now, you're consuming whatever the algorithm serves, like eating random food off the street. The sovereign mind chooses sources the way a chef chooses ingredients. Books written before the attention economy. Long-form conversations with people who've built real things. Primary documents instead of someone's hot take. You're seeking nutrition instead of empty calories. Morning becomes your beachhead. They want you reaching for your phone before your eyes fully open, checking what happened while you slept. Instead, you create first. Write garbage if you have to. Build something tiny. Exercise. Anything that proves you exist beyond consumption. Those first hours set the frequency for your entire day. The fear of missing out is their most powerful weapon. Missing what, exactly? Another outrage cycle? Another trending topic you'll forget tomorrow? The sovereign mind realizes that most of what you're missing is noise designed to keep you anxious and engaged. The real question becomes, what are you missing by being constantly connected? Strategic engagement means using their tools while maintaining your independence. You post your work and leave. You research with purpose and close the tabs. You treat the internet like a library. Get what you need and get out. They profit from your distraction. They grow powerful from your anxiety. Every second of your scattered attention funds their empire. Your focused mind terrifies them because it can't be monetized. A person who can think for hours without checking their phone is ungovernable. That's why they work so hard to prevent it. The path forward requires accepting discomfort as the price of freedom. Boredom is just a sensation. Silence is just a state. The urge to check your phone is just an impulse. These sensations pass if you let them. You're evolving beyond their exploitation. The sovereign mind uses technology as a tool while maintaining independence from its demands. This is the next stage of human development, maintaining sovereignty despite the machines. The future belongs to those who can still think, become ungovernable.